Welcome to The Real Deal with Damian Adams. This is Real Sports Talk for the Real Sports Fan, and I definitely appreciate all you Real Sports fans who are listening right now. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, thank you. Go ahead and give us that 5-star rating at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. That 5-star rating and review will definitely be appreciated. If you're listening on a 3-point conversion station on Spreaker Radio, we appreciate you as well. This is where fans' opinions matter, so please let us know what you think of the show. And today's show is very special because I'm doing an interview with former St. Francis quarterback, 2017 NAIA Player of the Year, NFL draft prospect Nick Ferrer. How you doing today, Nick?
Doing good, Damon. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Glad to have you on the show. Now, for people who aren't familiar with you and you as a football player, how would you describe yourself as a football player?
Sure. I'm a 6'4", 230 pounds. I describe myself as a pocket passer. Do a good job of getting the ball to athletes in space. Do a very good job recognizing coverage, going through progression, making good decisions, and being very decisive with those decisions. Just seeing the field well inside and outside the pocket, and really making the throws. So that's kind of who I am as a football player and as a quarterback, and that's my mindset. So.
Okay, and from what I've seen, people really speak highly of your work ethic. What has given you that desire to work so hard on your game?
I think I've been underrated. Pretty much the underdog role I've had my whole life, especially when it comes to football. Kind of getting passed up at the Division I level. I was sort of a late bloomer. Really developed into a great player in college. And a lot of that was just I wanted to prove those people wrong that had passed up on me. So it's something that continues to drive me still to this day, and it's something that definitely drove me in college, and it drove us as a team to great things. So we have a lot of good athletes that we get at St. Francis. They have one or two knocks on them, and that's usually why they end up at St. Francis or a smaller school. But all in all, they're good football players, and they have chips on their shoulders as well. So, I think that underdog story, that underdog mantra is something that I've carried, and it's kind of been a driving force behind my work ethic.
Okay. And I've also saw that one of the people that first believed in you was your head coach. Why was the relationship between you and your head coach, or still is, such a close relationship?
I'd come in as a freshman, and I was really competing for a starting job, and really had bonded with Coach D. And I mean, he's first of all, he's a great man. He's a great leader. Learned a lot from him on and off the field. Just about football, life, all those things. But I think we really just developed a good relationship. We were able to win 2 national titles in college together, something that hadn't been done at St. Francis. And it's a traditionally strong program since it started, and it's 20 years now. So, and he's built it from the ground up. And we were kind of hand in hand together on the mission on this journey to win one, and we were fortunate enough to win 2. So, we have a really strong relationship on and off the field. Still see each other when we can, and I was very fortunate to have played for him in college, and kind of become part of his family and him part of mine. So
definitely. And quarterback is one of the glory positions in all of sports. How would you describe the job description of a quarterback?
I think the quarterback is an extension of the coaching staff on the field. I think you are a general out there. You are a leader when times get tough. Your guys, your teammates, everybody's going to be looking to you. So I think first of all you have to be a good leader, and there are different types of leadership, and there's not one set style of leadership. But you for sure have to be a leader first of all, and then second, you have to be able to make plays and trust your guys, and then make them believe that they can play better than what they really can. You have to get guys that believe in you, and you believe in them. kind of gain that confidence together. It's something that I really learned at St. Francis. Especially this past season, we had a really young receiving core. They were talented, but they just needed more confidence and more experience. And really playing that veteran role, I kind of had to give that to them. So give them the keys to the car and trust them. So that's something that going from my freshman year all the way up to my senior year, I really got better and better at each year. Is just trusting my teammates and instilling confidence in them. And that is probably the most crucial aspect of playing quarterback. So.
And how would you describe your particular leadership style?
Say it again.
How would you describe your particular leadership style?
My particular leadership style, I think there are two sides of it. It really depends situationally. Some guys respond to different things. And first of all, you have to know your teammates. You have to know who you're leading in order to, to kind of see what works for them. Some guys you've got to be tough on, and they respond good to that. Other guys that they don't respond very well to that, and you have to be more lenient. And but all in all, I mean, you have to bring guys along with you and understand that you're working for the same goal. And then with that, you got to instill confidence in them, like I said, and get them playing at a higher level than they previously thought they were capable of. I think that's pretty much any sport you look at. You look at basketball. It's a similar thing where you can get guys to play better than what they really are. Depending on how good of a player you are. And I think it's very similar with quarterback and football. So.
Yeah, definitely hear you there. And growing up, were there any quarterbacks that you kind of modeled your game after?
Yeah, well, I grew up in the north side of Indianapolis. So growing up, I mean, big Indianapolis Colts fans, and Peyton Manning was a guy that, I kind of grew up watching and definitely wanted to be Peyton Manning. Just his preparation, his will to win, his competitiveness, his strategic mind, just something that I kind of fell in love with, and I tried to emulate. It's you kind of take pieces from every place you can get, and kind of develop your own style. But for me personally, it doesn't get much better than the Sheriff. So.
No, it's definitely a very good guy to look up to and model your game after. Now, there's going to be some critics that are going to say, what about the level of competition? How would you respond to the critics that say maybe you didn't play against the best guys?
If you can play, you can play. That is something that's going to be said. I played against good athletes. A lot of people have kind of a misconception of NAIA. I would say overall that the top end of NAIA is as good, if not better, than a lot of D2 schools, a lot of top-end D2 schools. The bottom level, though, however, not so much. But we didn't play the bottom level. We played top-level competition throughout. Our conference is a strong conference, and we played good teams, and we played great teams in the playoffs as well. So, when it comes to that level, we played the best teams that we could play, and we beat those teams. So I can't really speak to that. It was a position I was put in, and, we couldn't really control who we played, but, who we played, we took care of, and we beat more times than not. So, that is something that has to be looked at. But at the same time, I think you can look at the film, you can look at the throws. There are certain things you can gather, just talking to my coaching staff and kind of seeing the stuff that they did with me that I think is very transferable to the next level. You just see those skill sets, and I think those skill sets translate to the NFL, no matter what competition we were playing. So.
Okay, definitely, I hear you there. And speaking of the NFL, the next level, are there any cornerbacks that you look forward to if, once you get to that level that you look forward to going against, that you see on Sundays now, you're like, oh, can't wait to play against that type of guy and test myself against that type of competition?
Yep, if you're still playing, Tom Brady is an ageless wonder, and definitely a guy that I've kind of admired, and just his work ethic as well, and just his will to win is very cool to see, and I definitely love to compete against him. Another guy I kind of look at as somebody that I can kind of model my own game after is Matt Ryan. A guy that's been playing very well the last few seasons, and just a guy that trusts his teammates and gets the ball to his playmakers in space. So those are just a couple that I've seen that I really, I not only model my game after, but it would be, it'd be a real treat to kind of compete against them. So.
And I also saw that when you won the 2017 NAIA Player of the Year, you went out of your way to thank your teammates and your offensive line. Is that another part of your leadership style, that you want to make sure that you always give them the credit that's due?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not me, it's we. I couldn't have done anything without those guys. Football is the ultimate team game, and especially a guy like me, I'm only as good as my other guys. And you kind of bring them along and help me with this journey, and they definitely did. Especially my offensive line, some of those guys that I've been playing with for 3-4 years in college. So, there's a lot of love there. There's a lot of respect there that you have when you go on that journey with them. And definitely couldn't accomplish what we accomplished offensively and just as a team without those guys. So.
And also during your speech, you took a little bit of time to thank your parents. How big of a role did they play in your development as a player and a person?
They're just 100% supportive. I remember my father driving me to workouts early in the morning in high school. It wasn't a situation where, he was forcing me to. It was I had asked him, and then he wanted to. So, he just knew how much it meant to me and how special and how important it was for me. They were just supportive, always. Good games, bad games, they were there. My mom the same way. So I was incredibly blessed and grateful to have parents like them. So.
Yeah, definitely. And let's talk about some things outside of football. What are some of your hobbies when you're not cramming film study or practicing throws? What are some of the things that you like to do?
Sure. I like to move around. I like to travel a little bit. Outdoor activities. I love fishing. That's definitely an activity that I take to, and definitely kind of my getaway a little bit. Very relaxing. Spending some time on the lake. Just taking it easy, hanging out with friends, stuff like that. For me, it's about people. I love spending time with my friends, family. So that's very important to me. And so outside of football, that's kind of what I gravitate toward.
Okay. And do you have any guilty pleasures? Are you, you got a cheat day on your diet? Are you the guy who goes in on cake? You have a reality TV shows that you watch? What are your guilty pleasures?
A guilty pleasure? Tough one. I tell you what, I am, kind of on a diet right now, and with training and everything. One of my probably guilty pleasures is I love Swiss cake rolls, little Debbie snack cakes. Yeah, I definitely have a soft spot for those. But it's tough. It's tough to be disciplined right now, not eating those. But I think it's all going to be worth it in the end. And other than that, I don't really watch reality TV, to be honest with you. So we don't even have cable in our house, honestly. So and I'm rooming with a few of my teammates in Fort Wayne. So we pretty much just watch Netflix, Hulu, and that sort of thing. But
okay. And do you have a Netflix review? Anything that you would recommend to anybody else for Netflix?
There was a show I was watching that was pretty good. I'm a big Office guy. big show. It's one of my favorite shows. So if you haven't seen that, I would say you definitely need to sit down and watch all 9 seasons. But yeah, The Office is definitely one of my favorite shows, and I mean a show that one of the few really, really good shows that's still on there. So
yeah, no, definitely The Office is hilarious, great show. And if I'm an NFL GM and I come to you and I say, what is the one thing that you need to improve on? How would you answer that question?
Sorry, say that again.
What's the one thing that you think you need to improve on as a quarterback right now?
Sure, I think athletically, continuing to get faster. It's not a huge part of playing quarterback. It's not a huge part of my game. When I extend plays out of the pocket, it's to look down the field and make throws. But at the next level, in order to extend plays down the field, you definitely athletically going to have to get faster, continue to get stronger. So that's something I'm currently working on right now, and I'm pleased with my progress. And that's something I'm looking forward to proving in my pro day. So, but yeah, that's something I continue to work on every day. And like I said, I'm very happy with my progress so far with that.
And you talked about being disciplined earlier. What is the daily routine for you right now?
Yeah, so I'm currently still enrolled. I have a few more classes until graduation in the spring. A few of them are online though, so usually I'm up 3 times a week in the morning, doing quarterback skills training at AWP with Handful and Taylor. They're QB specialist. And then 11:30, 2:30 every day, I'm doing combine training with AWP. So Monday, Wednesdays, doing linear speed, upper body lift, and then on Tuesday and Thursday, we do pro agility, L drill, stuff like that, the short agilities, and then we do legs. And on Fridays, we do skills training, combo skills training, and get a little bit of yoga in for regen. So training-wise, that's what I'm doing right now, and then in between that, have a couple classes during the week. I also work a part-time internship when I can fit that in as well. So pretty busy. I mean, every day it's pretty much busy until 5, 6, 7 o'clock. But I mean, that's what I like, and I like having structure in that schedule. So.
And when is your pro day?
So right now it'll be April 2nd at Indiana State, and then we're also looking at April 4th for Ball State. So Indiana State and Ball State would be the 2.
Okay, well, I definitely wish you the best of luck going forward. Hope to see you on Sundays pretty soon. I want to thank you.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem at all. And I want to thank you for being on the show. And where can people find you and follow you on social media if they want to follow your journey?
Yep, Twitter, at Air Ferrer, Air, Ferrer, all lowercase 13. And then Instagram as well, Air Ferrer 13. So.
Okay, so you guys heard the great interview. Sounds like a great young man. Go ahead and follow him on social media. And until next time, go real or go home.